Good morning, students, and welcome to the class today. In this particular class, we'll cover chapter 5 working with layers. In this chapter, we'll cover only few topics, that is, from selecting a layer till creating an animation with multiple layers. Okay, once again, I am repeating, in this chapter, we'll cover only few topics, that is, from selecting a layer till creating an animation with multiple layers. Okay, so let's start.
Layers are like transparent sheets that can hold objects and are stacked on top of each other. Layers are useful while developing a big animation movie. When you have to use a number of objects, it is always better to distribute the objects in different layers as it makes the work process much easier. Layers allow you to organize the artwork, animations and other elements of your movie. You can draw and edit objects on one layer without affecting the objects on another layer. Although you can activate one layer at a time, yet you can select more than one layer at once. You can add a number of layers, hide and lock the layers, change the position of the layers, delete the layers and even customize the layers as well. When you add an object in a layer, the file size increases. The standard view of a layer is shown in the figure. Students, let's first understand how to select a layer. To make a layer active, either select the layer in the timeline or select a stage object in the layer. The active layer is highlighted in the timeline and is indicated with a keyframe navigation controller icon. Students, let's know more. .swf is an animate output file that is developed while testing or publishing an animate movie. Okay, now let's learn how to rename a layer. Method 1. Click on the layer which you want to rename. Double-click on the layer name and type the new name. Method 2. Right-click on the layer name. Select the Properties option from the context menu. Or choose Modify then Timeline, then Layer Properties from the menu. The Layer Properties dialog box appears. Type the new name in the name text box and click OK. Students, note the fact. Always name the layers with the short meaningful name that indicates the type of content stored in it. Students, let me explain the steps to add new layers. To add layers, do one of the following. Click on the New Layer button at the bottom of the timeline. Or select the Insert, then Timeline, then Layer. A new layer appears above the selected layer and the new layer becomes the active layer. Students, let us take a quick quiz. What is a layer? Students, let's do an activity. Choose the line tool and draw the fence as layer shown in the figure. Click on the Fill Color box and select the required color. Choose the Paint Bucket tool and click inside the fence. Rename Layer 1 as Fence. Add a new layer and double-click on the layer name. Type Elephant as the new name for the layer and press the Enter key. Draw an elephant by using the tools from the Tools panel. Save the file using the Ctrl+S key combination. Okay, students, let's find out how to change the order of layers. The order of the layers on the timeline determines the order of the different objects that appear on the stage. When images on different layers overlap, objects in higher layers appear in front of objects in layers below them. To change the order of the layer, click on the layer name you want to move and drag it to the required position. Now to place the elephant layer behind the fence layer. Click on the elephant layer in the timeline. Drag the elephant layer downward to place it below the fence layer. Students, let's understand how to hide and show a layer. You can hide the layers to view the contents of the other layers. While hiding the layers, you have the option either to hide all the layers in your document at once or hide the layers individually. Click on the eye icon above the layers. A white cross symbol appears in the eye column. You will find that all the contents disappear from the stage. Click on each white cross symbol one by one in the column and observe that the contents on the layer reappear on the stage. Now let's learn how to lock a layer. You can lock the layer to avoid any further changes to the content. Click on the fence layer to make it active. In the timeline, click on the white dot under the lock column. A padlock icon appears indicating the layer is now locked. Using the selection tool, try to drag the fence drawn on the stage. You will not be able to do so because the fence layer is locked. Alright students, let me tell you how to create an animation with multiple layers. Drawing a building. Create a new file by clicking on the file, then go to New. Select the View, then Grid, then Show Grid option. Draw the building using various tools from the Tools panel. Select the color from the Fill Color box. Choose the Paint Bucket tool and click inside the building. Rename the layer as Building. Let me now tell you about sky creation. Create another layer and rename it as Sky. Select the Rectangle tool. Draw sky by using the blue as stroke color and fill color. Choose the Window then Color option to display the color panel. Select the Linear Gradient option from the Color Type drop-down list in the Color panel. Double-click on the left and right color markers and set the color as light blue and dark blue respectively. Select the Paint Bucket tool and click inside the rectangle. Select the Gradient Transform tool from the Tools panel and click on the Sky object. Drag the middle handle to shift the gradient and adjust the corner handle to rotate the gradient. Now, move the sky layer just below the building layer. Adding grass and road. Add a new layer and rename it as Grass and Road. Select the Rectangle tool. Click on the Stroke color box and select No color. Select the Fill color box and choose bright green as the fill color. Draw a rectangle below the building for the grass. Similarly, select the bright gray as the fill color. Draw a rectangle below the grass for the road as shown in figure. Move this layer just below the building layer. Drawing a tree. Add a new layer above the building layer by clicking on the New Layer button. Rename it as Tree. Draw the stem and top of the tree separately. Fill the color brown in stem and green on the top. Place the top of the tree on the stem with the help of the selection tool. Select both the objects and group them by pressing Ctrl+G. Convert it into symbol by pressing the F8 key. Type the name tree in the Convert Symbol dialog box and click on OK. Place the tree to the left of the building. Now create a duplicate copy of the tree. Place this duplicate tree to the right of the building. Students, let's know the fact. When you pick an object out of the library, the object is referred to as an instance of a symbol. Drawing a car. Make the tree layer active and insert a new layer and name it car. Draw a car by using oval and rectangle tools as shown in figure. Select the car using the selection tool. Convert it into the symbol and place the car instance on the stage. Moving the car. Extend the sky, grass and road, building, tree and car layers by clicking the frame 60 and insert frames in them by pressing F5 key. Choose the selection tool. Click and drag the car to the right side of the stage. Right-click on frame 1 and select the Create Motion Twin option. Drag the playhead to frame 60. Move the car to the left side of the stage. Press Ctrl plus Enter or Ctrl, then go to Test Movie and then go to In Animate to preview the animation. Students, let us know more about masking in Animate. In Animate, masking is a way to selectively hide and display the content on a layer. The mask layer contains a mask item that can be a filled shape, a typed object, an instance of graphic symbol, or a movie clip on one layer. This acts as a hole through which we see the content of the other layers beneath it. Masking is often used in Animate to create spotlight effects that would display the text or objects through a hole. Students, let's know more. Mask and masked layers. These layers' properties always come in pairs, which are the layer for the mask and the layer for the object that is masked. Okay, let us understand. Creation for mask layer. Open a new file in Animate. Change the background color to dark blue by clicking the color box in front of the stage option in the Properties panel. Double-click on the layer and type the name text. Select the text tool and type Artwork. Choose the selection tool from the Tools panel and select the text. Choose Font Family Arial, Style Bold, Size 80 and Color White from the Properties panel. Convert the text to a graphic symbol by selecting the Modify then Convert to Symbol. Extend the layers by selecting the frame 40 and pressing the F5 key. Using the selection tool, drag the text off the top left side of the stage onto the work area. Right-click on frame 1 and select the Create Motion Twin option from the context menu that appears. Drag the playhead to frame 40. Select the text and drag it to the bottom right corner of the stage. Insert a new layer and rename it as Mask. Select the Oval tool and pick any fill color. Draw an oval shape in the center of the stage. The width of the oval should be larger than the text symbol. Right-click on the mask layer and select the mask option from the context menu that appears. This will convert the layer to a mask layer and the twin layer gets indented underneath. Both layers are logged automatically. Press Ctrl plus Enter or select Ctrl, then go to Test Movie and then go to In Animate to preview the animation. The text animates through the stage. Students know the fact that in Animate, masking hides the other parts and shows only those parts of an image that appears underneath the object on which we are applying the masking effect. Students, let's understand how to rotate with masking effect. Open a new file by clicking the File, then New option. Import an image to the stage by selecting the File, then Import to Stage. Select the Free Transform tool and drag the image to fit in accordance with the stage. Right-click on the frame 60 and select the Insert Frame option from the displayed list. Rename the image layer as Nature. Lock the Nature layer. Add one more layer by clicking the New Layer button. Name the layer as Star Mask. Select the Star Mask layer and draw a star on frame 1 by selecting the Polystar tool. Click on the Options tab under the Tool Settings section in the Properties panel. Select the star option from the Style drop-down list. Define the number of sides and click OK. Select the fill color either from the Properties panel or from the Tools panel with no stroke color. Draw the star at the center of the image. Click on the Selection tool and select the star. Convert the star into the symbol by pressing F8 key. Define graphic behavior and type the name star in the name box. Click OK. Select the Free Transform tool and reduce the size of the star. You can also reduce the size of the star by pressing the Ctrl plus Alt plus S key combination. Right-click on frame 60 and select the Insert Keyframe option from the context menu. Now increase the size of the star in frame 60. Right-click in between the frame 1 and frame 60 and select the Create Classic Tween option. In the Properties panel, select the CW option in the Rotate field under the Tweening section. Right-click on the star mask layer and select the Mask option. Press Ctrl plus Enter or select the Control Test Movie in Animate to play the movie. Okay students, let's talk about onion skinning. The onion skin feature allows you to see a faint ghost image of the previous frame, which helps you in placing the image for the next frame. By clicking the onion skin option, you can see several frames before and after the current frame. In Animate CC, you can choose between the following two types of onion skinning. Onion skin. It shows the frame in full color. Onion skin outlines. This option displays only the outlines of the object in the frames. Observe when you select the onion skin option, the frame on which you are working appears in full color while the surrounded selected frames appear dimmed. Let us try our hand on the onion skinning feature. Click on the onion skin or onion skin outlines button at the bottom of the timeline. Drag the markers above the timeline to view multiple frames at once. All the frames superimposed over each other will be displayed. Alright students, let me tell you how to create an animation by using onion skin. Open a new file. Import any background image on the stage by selecting the file, then import to stage. Lock the background layer. Add a new layer and rename it as Elephant. Draw an elephant on the stage as shown in figure. Make a separate group for each part of the elephant. Select the onion skin button. Right-click on the frame 3 and select the Insert Keyframe option from the context menu. Choose the selection tool and select the elephant. Move the elephant slightly towards the left side of the stage. Modify its parts in the walking position using the selection tool and free transform tool. Click on the frame 5 and press F6 to insert a keyframe. Repeat the above procedure to give movement to the elephant. Repeat the steps to insert keyframes from frame 7 to 25. Make changes in each new frame. To play the animation repeatedly, select the control, then go to Loop Playback option. Select the control, then play to view the animated effect on the elephant. To stop the movement, select the control, then Stop option. Students, let's know more. To reduce the speed of animation, click the frame rate field in the Property Inspector and define the number less than 12. Let us quickly glance through the key points discussed in this chapter. Layers are like multiple transparent sheets that can hold objects and are stacked on the top of each other. An active layer is highlighted in the timeline and is indicated with the keyframe navigation controller icon. The order of the layers on the timeline determines the order of the different objects appearing on the stage. In Animate, masking is a way to selectively hide and display the content on a layer. The onion skin feature allows you to see a faint ghost image of the previous frame. In Animate, there are two types of onion skinning: onion skin and onion skin outlines.
With this, we have finished with the chapter. Thank you.